elegant and elaborate introduction on pages 21 and 22 of your program, but you have that. And you can look at that at your leisure. So instead, the way I thought about it is when you know something about somebody, when somebody has cried with you in your valley moments and celebrated with you in your mountaintop moments, you want to say so. And so instead of reading this program, I'm going to speak from the heart. So Reverend Dr. John W. Kinney, he's my uncle, but he's also a husband, a father, a grandfather, a brother, and a friend. He's an athlete, and I'm really glad I met you through family and not only football. A scholar, he's taught for over 40 years. A pastor, he served the congregation at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Beaver Dam, Virginia, for over 40 years. A leader of leaders and a lover of all people. However, he's probably best known for the 27 years he served as the Dean of the Samuel DeWitt Proctor School at the illustrious Virginia Union University.
All right.
He served the school and his students so well and impacted those under his charge so much that his title became his name, Dean. Now, folks just call him now as Dean. Any Unionites here? You know him as Dean. All right. And so I figured the easiest way to conclude my introduction was just to use the word Dean to introduce our speaker. So D, it could be for distinguished because he is. But I've selected dedicated because he's been married for over 40 years, in ministry for over 40 years, and spent over 40 years in the academy. Dr. Kinney is dedicated. And he's always available. And he does something that many people don't do. He does what he says he's going to do. The E is for evolving. I could have said excellence because he is excellent. And he strives for excellence. And there's a difference between excellence and perfection. But the E I chose was evolving. Because with 4 earned degrees and several honorary doctorates and having lectured at the most prestigious universities in the world, he could easily rest on his laurels. Because he really doesn't need to do anything else, family, other than stay black and pay taxes. I'm not trying to kill you. Pay taxes.
Don't pay that.
But instead, he continues to grow, learn, and share, believing that the best is still yet to come, not only for himself, but for all of us. The A is for advocate. Because he stands up not only for himself, but he also stands up for others and for those who can't stand. Because he knows, in the words of Martin Luther King Jr., when men and women stand up, they're going somewhere. Because it's hard for somebody to ride your back if you stand up and you're not bent. And in that vein, he serves on the boards of the Ashland Youth Association, the Patrick Henry YMCA, the Virginia Credit Counseling Center, and the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities. He has also served as the president of the accrediting body for any school of theology, for any seminary. That's yes. Yeah, so let's be real clear about who we got. Finish, because the N is simple. The N is for never. And I hope that doesn't mean I was so long that he'll never let me introduce him again. I hope that doesn't mean that. But the work he does is so important that it will never be done. And that's why it's for him to bear the torch and pass the torch and all of us to carry it in our own respective way. But that's not the never I'm really talking about. The never I'm talking about is I never get tired of hearing his preaching. I never get tired of learning his wisdom. I never get tired of being in his presence. And I hope you won't get tired even so. So with that, I'm going to ask you to participate in my introduction. I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. Speak, Dean.
Speak, Dean.
We're listening.
We're listening.
Speak, Dean.
Speak, Dean.
We're listening.
We're listening.
Speak, Dean.
Speak, Dean.
We're listening.
We're listening.
So after the next selection, the next voice you'll hear is that of, yeah, he wears that title. He's earned it. Dean Emeritus.